Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, it's David here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk Atlus, but we're going to talk Atlus in 2024, before the holidays, before the end of the year. Generally speaking, when the year starts, when it comes to Japanese publishers, we get news. We get news from Famitsu, which this outlet in Japan, they like to interview Japanese developers and Japanese publishers when the new year comes around to ask about their plans and everything. So I always find it interesting to speculate on what a certain developer or publishers is going to do in the upcoming year before that happens. So that's exactly what we'll do today. We'll go over what Atlus has in store for us in 2024, and I have speculation, a lot of things to speculate on actually, both when it comes to a potential reveal in 2024 for a certain game or games, but also other releases, so games that could drop next year. So expect some actual expectations today. Should be really fun. If you're new to the channel, I do weekly RPG content. Last week I made a video about everything that we know so far about one of Atlus's 2024 projects, being Metaphor ReFantazio. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, a quick thumbs up really helps, and make sure you subscribe if you would like to have more content. Now let's get right into it. And the year is going to start off extremely strong next year for Atlus, with Persona 3 Reload coming out February 2nd on all platforms but Nintendo, which means PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. February 2nd for that one. Big time of the year with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth coming out the week before, Grand Blue in the same week, I think, and FF7 Rebirth a couple of weeks after. So huge month, but for me, it's all about Yakuza and Persona 3 Reload for Atlus here. So big release. Obviously, one of the most requested Atlus remakes, Persona remakes of all time. It's finally here. There's some controversy around that game, but generally speaking, fans are excited for it, and I think it's going to be a very solid game next year, February 2nd for Atlus. Now, you don't have to wait much longer for another Atlus release, and this one comes from the developers at Vanillaware. Vanillaware, if you don't know them by now, well, you're missing out. Let me just say that, because they are the developers of Odin Sphere, Grim Grimoire, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Muramasa, Dragon's Crown. Absolutely amazing developers at Vanillaware. When it comes to all their games, basically, the art style is insane. The music is generally really good. They do a lot of different gameplay, and Unicorn Overlord, which is coming out March 8th, is going to be a strategy game that is very interesting looking. Lots of gameplay features that Vanillaware has not touched before, social interactions between characters, lots of variety as well when it comes to characters, and very good art style and music from what we've seen and heard before. Everything that I've seen about this project looks absolutely amazing, and what's great about that game is, just like Reload, it's coming out on most platforms. Now this time Atlus is releasing Unicorn Overlord on every system but PC. So it's gonna be on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series system, and Nintendo Switch. Sadly, no PC version for Unicorn Overlord. And obviously, the biggest game, arguably speaking, right? I think it's something we can argue on, but to me, the biggest game of 2024 in general, but for Atlus as well, is their first new IP in over a decade, being Metaphor ReFantazio. Big game, big RPG, medieval style, something that is not Megaton, so no SMT, no Persona, except when it comes to the development team. So one thing that is extremely exciting for people when it comes to ReFantazio, other than the fact that it's a first new IP in over a decade, which, hey, to me, that's already a lot. A lot of legendary Atlus devs are working on the game. So Shoji Meguro is the composer, you have Soejima for the character designer, and obviously you have Hashino, which is the director of Persona 3, 4, and 5, some of the most acclaimed Atlus releases of all time. Metaphor ReFantazio is exciting because that one is coming out late 2024, more precisely fall 2024. So it's a game that is going to release between September 22nd and December 21st, 2024, if it does not get delayed. I'm excited for it. I don't think it's going to get delayed. That game is coming out on all platforms but Switch, just like Persona 3 Reload, so Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. That one is looking really good, y'all. Everything that we've seen about that game to me is looking insane. So they do have a stacked lineup for next year. So Reload in February, Unicorn Overlord right after in March, and then the earliest that we could get Metaphor ReFantazio is September, which leads me to speculate on other projects as well that could drop next year. I have one idea for something that has the potential to release next year, and I have two ideas when it comes to games that Atlus could reveal next year but that are not going to release next year. So let's start with games that could release next year. The time of release to me would be between the release of Unicorn Overlord and Metaphor ReFantazio, more precisely the summer. Generally speaking, Atlus likes to have a game released during the summer, June, July, August timeframe, right? And they don't have anything for next year. So I think this game that I'm about to talk about that could release next year would be some type of Shin Megami Tensei project. So this year was the 30th anniversary of the Shin Megami Tensei series, and sadly, when it comes to a release, we've got nothing. We got Persona games, and that's pretty much it, right? We got Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection as well in June, which was great, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to Shin Megami Tensei, we got no game releases for the anniversary, and I'm thinking that they wanted something, but they didn't make it in time or something, or I think it's time for a new SMT project to drop. I'm thinking something small, y'all, especially because it's releasing between both Reload and Unicorn Overload and ReFantazio. Again, I'm speculating here, nothing's confirmed, so I'm thinking some type of port, right? A port of SMT 1 and 2 maybe to modern platforms, just straight up ports, or maybe you do something a little bigger, like a Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 HD Remastered, which is what they did for Nocturne. I've always said this makes sense because Digital Devil Saga is running on the same engine as Nocturne. Nocturne was put in Unity. It is a kind of a rough port on modern platforms, but I'm thinking Atlus can do something similar with Digital Devil Saga. It would be less expensive too, I'm thinking, because the most expensive thing that they had to pay for in Nocturne was to voice the characters, because the game was not dubbed before. There was no voice acting in the original release for Nocturne, and they paid voice actors for Nocturne HD Remastered. Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 are both already voiced. So I'm thinking it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, it's 2 games versus 1, so maybe instead of charging 50, you charge 60 for both. I think fans will be all over the moon for this project. I know I would be, that is for sure. So very excited if that is a thing. Other than that, obviously, still hoping and praying for something like the Raido Kuzunoha Devil Summoner games to come back. That would be awesome. Or something like the Devil Survivor games, which would be awesome, but again, those games already got their shot in the early days of the 3DS, so we'll see. But that's it when it comes to another release. In my opinion, it would drop again during the summer. Last year during the summer, we had Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection. The year before, we had Soul Hackers 2 in August, so they have games. Generally speaking, during the summer, we had Persona 4 Golden in 2020. I don't think we had anything in 2021 during the summer, but generally speaking, there's something, and I think there's potential here. That being said, if it drops during the summer, it would be a project that would be announced early next year. So we'll have to wait and see. Definitely take it with a grain of salt here. It's just speculation. And while we're at it, let's have some more fun. What else could be revealed next year? Something that will not release next year, but that will be revealed next year. I have 2 ideas in mind for this one, and let's get the smaller one out there, and it's already a big one if you ask me, and that would be the next mainline installment in the Etrian Odyssey series. I'm thinking Etrian Odyssey 6. The 3DS was buried officially in 2019, but I would say in 2018 or so, and Atlus had so many games on that platform. All SMT, Persona, and they also had a lot of Etrian Odyssey projects. Etrian Odyssey 1 and 2 got remasters / remakes, reimagining, reboots in a way. And then you have Etrian Odyssey 4 and 5 that are on the platform, plus Etrian Mystery Dungeon. Etrian Odyssey 6 has been in development for over 5 years, in my opinion. That's what I'm thinking right now. No research, no nothing. I think it's already confirmed when they started development, but it's been in development for a long time, that is for sure. And I think they were struggling with porting that series to modern platforms, to one-screen platforms, because Etrian was always a dual-screen platform with the DS releases and the 3DS releases. Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection is the first Etrian Odyssey release to release on one screen, on devices with one screen, PC and Switch. And it works really well on Switch. So I think they're trying to find out a way to make it work on modern platforms. And I think this has a chance of being revealed next year. When? I have no idea. Don't ask me. I don't know. And then the final thing that I think could be revealed next year is the elephant in the room. That would be Persona 6. Persona 6 has been in development for so long at this point. It's been in development for a very long time. I don't think it's going to take as long to release Persona 6 as it took to release Persona 5. I'm thinking they're ready to reveal that game for sure. I do have one thing to say though. Metaphor ReFantazio deserves all the eyes it can get. It deserves all the attention it can get. And I'm really hoping that Atlus, if they decide to reveal Persona 6, is going to do it after Metaphor drops. So to me, the perfect scenario, which is also my prediction, is Metaphor ReFantazio drops late September 2024. And then on the way to the new year, you get the reveal of Persona 6. Late November, early December, you give us that reveal for Persona 6. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of speculation for today, you all, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there for 2024 and Atlus. One thing's for sure, if I'm wrong about everything that I predicted about games that could be revealed and games that could be released next year, it's still going to be a banger year for Atlus, that is for sure. Persona 3 Reload looks awesome. I'll be there probably day one, depends on what I do with Infinite Wealth. That game I'm insanely excited for as well. And also Unicorn Overload, which I'm definitely playing as soon as I'm done with Infinite Wealth and Reload. And then Metaphor ReFantazio is going to be the game I'm playing no matter what releases next to it, because that is my most anticipated game right now. And from what I've seen in all trailers for all those 3 games, I'm gonna love all of them. So if you want coverage on those games, you're at the right place. Make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, and if you like the video, a quick thumbs up will be a huge help. Thank you all so much for watching. You have a great day. Bye.